Yes,
Chill.
ma'am.
Hello, 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 beautiful Lovetarians. We are live with David Alexander Lightfoot, and we'll talk about navigating ascension. So, if you are feeling a lot, if you're feeling those are turbulent times when you don't know what's going on, or you might know what's going on, stay tuned for the next 50 minutes or so. We are going to be navigating through this amazing process. And my guest today, David, he is actually a guide through ascension process. He is the navigator of truth. I'm sure he will tell us what the truth is. And he's also a sound healer and musician. So, David, would you like to tell our audience how your story began? Short.
Short, yes. That's a
Short.
long story.
I know it's
It's
a
a long
long
story.
story.
uh, yes. Well, yes. My life has been challenging on many areas. Um, yeah, I was bullied on high school. I had to deal with that. Didn't want to live anymore. Got over it. Got wiser. Got smarter. Was very adventurous. Traveled a lot around the world. And when I came back, I got in a third car accident,
So you
ending
had
up with a
3 car accidents.
three. Yeah, in short times. And first two were tough, but I didn't have anything, no damage. And the third one was an easy one, and I ended up with whiplash and back problems. And that totally turned my life around in a way that it was devastating because, yeah, you can see it as being drunk and nauseous all the time. So you cannot do anything. Everything is really affecting your mind. Being, I couldn't stand bright light. I couldn't stand being in the dark because I was afraid for the dark, and that was not me. So it was a very challenging time to get back on my feet, and it took a few years to yeah, get really on a more balanced level. But it did give me the opportunity to investigate the mind more and to see what is life all about and why do things like that happen to us. Um, and as I started on that path of discovering the spiritual path more, discovering where we are from, where I am from, what we're doing in this crazy world, I came across more spiritual people and people that were, uh, yeah, far in advanced awakening also, so they could share their path and stories. And I got strange visitors at night that were
Being alien.
bullying, yeah, that really were doing things to me I really didn't like, and I was really scared the first time. And a year later, they came back and started doing things on me again. And then I told them to leave, and they never returned. So, but those are the things that you really awaken. Yeah, that will help you awaken in any way. And a couple of years later, I got a Kundalini awakening as well. And so the energy really started flowing, and I couldn't handle it because I still had some problems in my neck. So I went to a friend of mine who could help me balance everything better. But yeah, uh,
It's been tough.
it helped me open my eyes to everything. And I noticed that not a lot of people out there were uh, doing things that I was experiencing, and I thought I was nuts, and I couldn't talk about it. I was afraid to talk about it because, yeah, it was new. Nobody knew. Even my family said, like, "You're nuts. You're crazy. Why don't we see the things like you do?" And that's normal. And the internet, of course, helped a lot, connecting more like-minded people, more light workers, empaths, star seeds. And yeah, these days it's amazing to see so many people awaken more because of
Yeah.
people like me and you
Yeah.
awakening first and making the way, freeing the way for so many others who now are ready to follow. And it's great to see so many people sharing posts, sharing their truths, their life stories, and knowing that there's more to the 3D world, that there's a whole universe out there for us to discover, a library full of knowledge and wisdom, stored inside our DNA, to discover. It's amazing. Every day, yeah, is different, and it's great to share what I'm sharing or what I'm feeling in the world, to be able to share it with so many people, and they find peace and harmony, and balance through that in their own lives, and that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, thank you for sharing your story. I'm sure so many people can relate, right? When there's so much hardships and things are starting to look differently to you than to those around you, and what to do, right? And it's so
Right.
great that you dare, and people such as yourself, they dare to speak the truth. And then it actually inspires others to not be such conformists, not to just accept it, right? Just
Yes.
before you came, we went live, we discussed a little bit, accepting the fact that yes, we are awakening, and yes, we are different. And what would you say to people would be the symptoms of ascension, and how do you define it actually?
Too many to
But how do you say, okay, you're not going crazy, this is
well,
awakening?
it's I mean, usually we're being triggered so much by things around us, by people around us. We're becoming more sensitive to energies, to negative vibes by people who are negative or controlling, abusive. Those are the first kind of steps that you say, there must be a better life for me, where I can be loved, where I can be feel supported. I feel alone. Am I crazy? I'm afraid to step out there. Every time I'm speaking my truth, I'm being shamed or blamed or gaslighted. There's so many,
Yeah.
and those are things. It's all about becoming yourself, realizing that you are not a follower, you are a leader yourself. You didn't came here to follow the rules. Rules are good for some in some way, but it's like the 3D world, for example, is very controlling, abusive, dark, negative, and it has been that way for thousands of years. And it wasn't meant to be that way for humanity. It was meant for us to be following a more loving life, in high vibrational life, more based in the feminine energy, and not the controlling masculine energy that has been violating and controlling people, humanity for so long. And we're now in a time that we're breaking free of that, and it's not easy, because we feel the setbacks, we feel the fear coming up, especially from the collective. I'm a front runner, and I've been doing this for 25 years now, so I know I have a little experience to expect what is happening. But still, every day we're experiencing things that are new to me also, where a lot of people are projecting their fears onto people like us, who are the front runners, who are the light workers, the star seeds, who are creating change and are showing humanity a way into ascension to the fifth dimension. And of course, there's a fourth dimension also, and the fourth dimension is full of beings that are trying to control us also, and have been misguiding us. And there's a lot of healers out there and spiritual people out there who are listening to beings that are not the right ones. But that's a whole other topic. I'm not going there today.
Yes, discernment is important.
Discernment is definitely important, and listening to your own heart is very important, especially in the ascension part, because the mind gets in our way, the ego gets in our way, and yeah, the ego might surprise you, because it has built stories, personalities during this lifetime and through other lifetimes as well. And it's not easy to let go of all those personalities we made for ourselves. I mean, most of us who are awake have had challenging lives of abuse, of narcissistic people around them that were controlling, people, been in accidents. All those stories, didn't happen to us, but happened for us to help us awaken. There were divine pushes to help us see that we need to change our lives. It's time. Wake up. And we don't get slapped in the face like this. We get all kinds of nudges, and if we don't listen, the nudges will get stronger. And it's not easy sometimes, because we're doing something that has not been done in human history. We're ascending, and the planet is ascending, and the influence of the higher beings, the angels, the archangels, our galactic brothers and sisters, is getting stronger because we are reaching out to them, and they cannot help us unless we ask them for this guidance, ask them for help. And that's still, we have free will, we have choice. We can choose to move forward in human evolution, in ascension, or and live in a more loving environment, feeling better, more uplifting and supportive. Or we stay in that low vibrational of the third dimension matrix and stay in that negativity spiral of abuse, violence. And I say no. Enough is enough. And most of us have lifetimes of experiences we don't remember, we don't see. And we all have many talents, we all have many gifts. And of course, there's talk about the 144,000 souls that came here to make change, and they were chosen, and I am one of them. I know many of them as well, and of course there's many more, but I think there's more to it. There's more star seeds, there's more awakened people, and it has to happen, because it causes a ripple effect. You know, if one follows and another follows, and it's that turning point that we get so strong that the old world says, okay, we can't take it anymore. And we're at that point right now. We see so many truths coming out to surface. It's like all our reality of the third dimension is untrue. There's so many things that are not right anymore, and people start seeing it. People start standing up for themselves more, questioning their governments, questioning their lives, their partners, their relationships, and even religion is been crazy. I mean, we see so many truths coming out of abuse, especially by the Catholic Church. And I don't go into that too much, but we see that even all that old ways of living, old governments, old religions, the way we have been controlled for thousands of years, and It's crazy to see the truth, and it's amazing that we're not crazy, that we're not the only ones that see this, that this cannot continue anymore. This cannot, and things are speeding up.
Before we went live, we discussed it, that you don't even have to be awakened. All it takes is that you use some critical thinking, conscious thinking, and you will find the truth. Actually, it is available in the era of information. Yes, there's a lot of misinformation, but information is out there. Yes. Right? So how do we navigate, David?
Be yourself as much as you can, and don't listen too much to the news, because most and I like this line that if you listen to the news, you are misinformed, and if you don't listen to the news, you are not informed. So it's finding the right balance in life, connecting with nature, follow your passion, your gifts. We all have talents, and most of us are afraid to step into that talent, to follow our passion. And this now is the time to stand up for ourselves even more, not to listen to all the crazy talk, the COVID virus talk. Of course, it's out there, and we all can see there's more to it than what we see. It is an organized thing, and I'm not going to talk too much about that, because we feel that much in this what is going on around the world is not correct. People's rights are taken away, and people are not heard. People are abused on another level. It's like the prices of energy go up suddenly. Well, not suddenly, it's all organized. The prices of food are going up, also organized. It's crazy to know and see the truth that there's another world behind the scenes we don't see, that is still trying to control the world, and not for long. But people need to wake up more, and this is what we as navigators of truth and ascension guides and way showers need to realize, is that we need to stay the observer. We don't need to fight the battles that we used to fight as much as going to court, or I had my load of legal cases in all areas to make sure people listen. And now it's different. People wake up. We have social media, and everybody has a phone. So if you see some abuse, just film it. It's so easy to share, but even on social media, we are being blocked. It's on sharing our truths, and of course, there's some misinformation out there also. So in that area, we have to be careful what news and we follow. It's of course we follow the rule of being love, but we have our challenges, and sometimes you have to stand up for yourself and make a point and ground yourself fully and tell your truth, that you don't take this crap of people anymore, and you don't deserve crap of people anymore. We are loving beings, and we deserve to be loved and supported. And if people don't like what we have to say, okay, bye. It's a choice. Do you listen to the majority of the people that just follows the rules and don't question, or are you a little smarter and you start questioning your life and what is happening around you? So it's that easy. It's not a difficult choice. Do you choose a happy, abundant life in love and peace, and with people you can trust, that don't rip you off or cheat you or abuse you? That choice for me was easy. But I have to say, thanks to the internet, we connect with so many other loving people around the world, and we're making a grid around the world with all these light beings that send out that vibration of love and feeling safe and being yourself. And because I know most people that listen or are on a spiritual path don't have a lot of people, like-minded people in their area, are stuck in relationships where they're not heard, where they're not seen. And yeah, at some point you have to make a choice to choose you, to choose self-love, to choose self-care.
Yeah.
And yeah, at some point people will break anyway. Yeah, who wants to stay in negativity, right? But yeah, it's challenging, and I'm happy that the things that I go through in life, I share in posts, and they resonate with so many other people who find comfort in what I'm writing and sharing. And I'm picking up the music much more as well. And I'm probably sure that this is my way. It has been my path of being a musician out there for a long time. I've been working with many artists in the last 25 years to help them find a place in the world. But also in that area, the music industry is not good at this point. There's so much corruption. So many artists are being abused, are controlled. It's too much about the money, and there's more bankers behind it than people with musical passion. And this has to change also. And I'm sure I'm going to be one of those people who show the industry in music another way, that it's more of collaborating, working together, sharing love. And of course we need all make money to live. And we'll see how it goes. I just released my first single a month ago, and
Great.
it's
tell me, what is your YouTube channel if people want to get in touch with you?
Well, they best go to the link on my Facebook pages, because it's there. But if you type in my name, David Alexander Lightfoot, on YouTube, you'll automatically find my first video.
Exactly. You have it on screen, David Alexander Lightfoot. So just go there. By the way, Lightfoot, is that something you have been inspired to give yourself, or you are not born with that name?
Well, no, I was not born with that name. I'm from the Netherlands, and in Dutch you say Lichtvoet, and that means Lightfoot. And my family originates from England. And I've been on an investigation there, and there it was a group of people who were spiritual as well, and they fled the UK and came to the Netherlands, because in the Netherlands they had more spiritual freedom. So it's interesting. And Lightfoot also was kind of in the Middle Ages a banner carrier. He was holding the flag in the military with the knights, and so it's interesting. And of course, when you're working internationally, it's good to have a name that people understand. So I like the name, especially because there's light in it, and Lightfoot. I'm kind of heavy as a body, but I'm light-footed into the spiritual realm, I think. So yeah, all with all, this is it's nice to share a little bit more about myself, and thank you for the opportunity, Natalia.
No, really great. Actually, all that you're saying is in total and complete alignment with the downloads that I received. When I got the Lovetarian way, it happened in a very deep meditative trance, and it was clear. It was for me like knowing that the way forward is really through love and understanding, cooperation, peace, unity, consciousness. And then I received the pillars, which are also very much in alignment with what you're saying. Pillar 1 was all about accepting 100% responsibility for the lives that we are to live. It's like you said, that angels are not going to do anything until we really ask them, until we pray with them. We have to actually also increase our vibration somewhat, so they don't need to come all the way down to the trenches to pick us up, right? So it's very much, honestly, it is not some messiah that is going to save us. It is, you are your own guru. The time of gurus is done.
Yep.
Right? So that is beautiful what you said, in complete alignment. That's how you see, how people come together. I'm in Spain, you are in Holland, and we found each other, we connected, and now we're talking. So that's just as easy as that. Go and look for people that are in alignment with what you believe in, and together organize and cooperate.
Yes. It's not about the numbers or the followers. It's not. I mean, I see so many so-called spiritual gurus with millions of followers, but usually it's all about the money, and I see the truth behind them, and usually they are low vibrational or even influenced by dark beings. And so listen to yourself. You know what's best for you. You are your own healer. You are your own guide, and that's what people need to hear. That they don't need to follow anyone. They need to believe in their own sovereign power more, and that's what I try to share, and that's what you try to share. It's like, believe in yourself. You have a free will. You have a free choice. Nobody has the right to put you down or shame you, blame you, or abuse you, and we're done with that world, right? And we came here to awaken and make sure we open a way to a new world, and that is all happening. We're right in the middle of everything, and that's why the outer world looks chaotic sometimes, and but it's all divinely guided. It's amazing to be at this special time, to be here. And I know many of the viewers, listeners have had tough times, have had tough life, and I'm myself included. It has not been an easy road, and it still is challenging. So it's important to meditate. It's important to be in nature, take a hot salt bath, relax, take life not so hard. Always look on the bright side of life. Those type of sayings are so real, and especially when we fight invisible battles sometimes. We get energy sent by other people, and we need to be aware of it. Ask yourself, is this me? Is this energy from me? And if you're an empath or very sensitive, it can be so
overwhelming sometimes.
Overwhelming and confusing, and like, I'm sick, or I'm not feeling well, and it's so crazy to see that if you take some time off, be in nature, and be not with people so much, that you find another you that is so powerful, that is so knowledgeable, so wise, and so in love with yourself. It's amazing. It really is all about love, and you know that too, Natalia. That it's finding the way back to love. That's where we're on. That's our mission.
Yeah, this actually ties into beautifully in this pillar 2, which when I saw it, it was like we were all unique rays in this beautiful field of energy, that everything is one and everything is connected. And because we are one energy, or divine, derived from one divine source, it's like of course we want to embrace the golden rule, be a good person, be kind, but also have healthy boundaries, right? Because sometimes we really need those boundaries to go and heal, stay away from the
Yeah,
people until we are ready to face them with love, with good
yeah,
way, being in certain way. Because I mean, sometimes it is easy to snap and be mean, turn into a
Mhm.
little, darky yourself, because that
Exactly.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So we need to do, again, it comes to responsibility. We need to do what we need to do to take care of our being and then show up in a good way, right?
Yeah, and indeed, and it's good for people to know that sometimes when you feel off, you
Mm.
start turning to be angry, or you start being anxious, or fear that comes arises. You know something is happening with the energies around you or with the people
Mm.
around you. If you're sensitive, you can pick that up. It's usually when we're all loving people. It's society that makes us unloving.
Mm.
Uh, it's our lives situations that can be troublesome sometimes, um, that make us, yeah, feel, yeah, unloved. We're alone. uh, we're not gonna make it. My life is always gonna be devastating, always negative. I'm not gonna make more money. I'm losing my job. I'm not good for a relationship. Those are usually all programmings that we need to let go of. And
Yeah.
when we start feeling unloved, not ourselves, we know there's work to do on ourselves also. We need to get rid of
Mm.
those energies. We need to get rid of those programming, because it's no longer of use of in our lives. It has served its purpose, but we're awake now. So why should we hold on to those old beliefs, old vows? We need to let it go, and it's not easy. I mean, step by step, of course, and we will always be triggered on things, because this is part of life. We need to learn things. We need to awaken to things, um, but we can find a more easy path if we stay balanced, not listen to the outside world too much.
Yeah.
Don't get involved with too many crazy people. uh, so you can be yourself. So your energy is pure. And yes, like you said, uh, sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. You don't have to follow the masses. You don't have to listen to anyone. And especially if you don't feel good at it, is there's so much going on in the world. Uh, yeah, the chaos can affect you if you focus on it too much. You don't is all you focus on attracts. So if you focus on positive things, you attract more positive things. If you focus on the negative, yeah, of course you will attract more negative. So be warned. um, uh, and yeah, if you're in a negative situation, the easy way to get out of it is to connect with nature, connect with yourself, meditate, ask for help from the higher realms, from our galactic brothers or sisters, our angels, ascended masters. They are there and they will help you rise up, but you have to ask for this help.
Yes.
And the topic of today is ascension. And ascension is, yeah, easy to explain. It's just awakening to who you are and choosing a better life, a more deserving life, of abundance, joy, health, and that is ascension. And the more you choose a more divine life, you will attract more divine people on your path, and we
Mm.
create heaven on earth. And it's not so much of getting involved in everything. because we are not saviors. I've learned that the hard way because I was a savior for
Yes.
so many people,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it's not easy to step away from that programming either. We're not here to save anyone. You're here to save you. And by saving yourself, you're saving others because they see what you're doing there, and you're out there. They see your energy. They feel your energy. And it's all about the high vibration, the high frequency codes that come in every day. So open up, meditate. You don't have to do anything. Just be open, open-minded, be open-hearted. Connect with the divine mind, connect with the divine heart. That's it. It's easy to
I mean,
be.
yeah, no, I totally like, I'll interrupt you there for a second because people might think it's complicated. What I believe is complicated is our egos making it complicated, but the process itself is as simple as you wake up in the morning and you say, yes, thank you. I am in, I want to awaken. I want to work with you, the higher self of mine. I want to do that with you on a consistent basis and just do it over and over and over. And it doesn't take long, maybe 15 minutes per day to go deep within yourself, meditation every single day, because consistency will build the neural pathways, right, in our brains. So
exactly.
Don't overcomplicate things, people.
No, I can share with the viewers and listeners that I meditate at least 2 hours a day, in the morning and especially in the evening.
My favorite time.
In the morning because I already pick up so much, being an empath, and it's part of my role to transmute negative energies. And I get a lot of narcissistic people on my path. Not so fun. And it's not easy to handle those situations sometimes, but it's part of my life, and it's getting better and better because I'm getting stronger. I'm getting higher and higher in energy, and it's I wouldn't say everybody has to meditate so much as I do. Just practice 5 minutes a day in the morning, 5 minutes a day in the evening, and you will see it will affect you so much. You will start doing it more because you want to be yourself. You don't want the energies of the world around you. You want to feel safe. You want to feel loved, and the only one who can give that to you is you. You cannot look for love outside of you. It's within you. If you want a better loving partner, it starts with you. If you love yourself, you will attract a person that will love you. It's
there's tell me.
Go ahead.
No, I just remembered that there is this great teacher, Byron Katie, and she talks to us about, she also had, interesting experience where she almost died and she got her awakening. And she says there are 3 businesses in the world: your business, God's business, and somebody else's business. And it's not your business to deal with other people's business. It's not your business certainly to deal with God's business. Your business is to deal with your own business. And I believe, honestly, David, that this is the hardest part for people, to deal with their own business.
Yes. Well, you were talking earlier about the ego. And the ego plays a big part in that as well, because it won't allow you to open up. Especially this last year for me, I've learned more and more to just put God first, put the divine first, and then you, and then yourself. Because that way you shut down the ego. The ego knows everything better, but it doesn't. If I look back to my life, I could have had much more easier life if I wouldn't be so stubborn, and if I wouldn't have my ego control my life that much, because it got me into trouble many times.
Right there with
you. So learning to let the divine guide you, to open up to the divine mind, to open up to the divine heart, and is the best way. But it's not an easy way, because we're so much in the mind We're on our phones, we're on the internet, we're watching the news, we're watching everything, especially when you're around people a lot. People tell you stories, and then you suddenly make up stories yourself. And afterwards, you start thinking, why did I make up these stories? And that's the ego. The ego
Mhm.
wants to be interesting, uh, wants to have a say. And yeah, when you're in your heart, it's a flow.
Mhm.
The divine, your heart is more wiser than your mind is and your ego is. So getting out of your head is the most challenging thing in life.
Yes.
And on an ascension part level, you have to be in your heart. You can no longer stay in your mind. And it's crazy because when we're born, we have that connection automatically. We have that
Mhm.
divine heart connection. We are not in our minds. We follow the divine. When we get older, we go to school, and as soon as we go to school, people say you cannot do that. Put on your jacket, and your parents ditto. You cannot do this. Put on your jacket. You catch a cold. you know,
Yeah.
those are the times that people start putting on their opinions, their ways, their minds on you, and you start thinking. We're not following our passion. We all have gifts and talents, but a lot of times in schools where, and I can speak from personal experience. I was put on schools because I was marked as stupid, while I
Mhm.
was highly intelligent, but on a different level as they thought.
Mhm.
It's good to see that there's more schools coming out and teachers coming out that help special kids, special autistic kids. There's a lot of children out there who are very gifted, not heard, and not being understood. And this is also part of Ascension, because we're getting different kinds of talents. It's Humanity is showing up in different forms of beings, and it's evolution. We're meant
Mhm.
to. We're in such an amazing time, um, that it's if you think of it too much, it can make yourself crazy, because
Yes.
being at peace is so important. To just love yourself. I love myself, and cherish yourself. Uh, it's so important to navigate through these chaotic times, um, to be yourself and to love yourself. To
Yes.
be that sovereign person is so important, and I cannot stop saying it and sharing it with people in my messages. It's like only you know what is best for you. Not your governments, because they're all about control. They're
Mhm.
all about power, and as soon as we start, uh, the masses start getting it, and they are, because it's massive awakenings I see. People are getting smarter. They're
Yeah.
starting to ask questions. Not all. You will always have a group of people that will stay sheep, and allow themselves to be uh, abused, and listen to that really small percentage that thinks that they have power in the world. They don't, but we see it more. It's and that's great. I mean, every day is a new day in a new direction, and we need to stop looking back and focus on the future. But it starts in the now.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes.
it starts in the now. This because many people ask me, how do I do that? Well, first of all, get out of your mind, get back into your heart. Uh, don't look back to the old life you've had. Of course, sometimes things are triggered and surfacing, for you to let go of, to take another look at it, to change your perception, how you could have handled it differently. The same thing with the future. If you focus on the future too much, you will pass by the things that are important for you to hear or learn. So it's all about the now. I don't like putting agendas with dates like months ahead, or the days ahead are fine for me, but not months ahead. I cannot handle that.
Well, we can do it. And then, we have the saying in Poland that people make plans and God is laughing.
I like that.
I noticed that recently. I mean, I am a member of a former control freak club, Mrs. Perfectionism, and I have been by my ego, and then I've been really trained properly over the years how to do it. And then 12 years ago, when I awakened more and more as time went by, I saw the illusion of it. It's really, you can plan. Of course, you can plan. It's nice to have visions and ideas, and I do like to do make my dream boards and create my goals and my plans. And then things happen and they change anyway. So if you know that and you can play with that and have fun with it, that's okay. But if you get attached to it, that's when the problems and that's when the suffering begins, right?
Yeah. I mean, we in the Netherlands, we also have such an old saying, and I hear my dad say it sometimes too. He's like, when you're born a dime, you will never be a quarter. Yeah. And that's not why, that's so limiting people. Like we're meant to be abundant. Why would you say when you're born a dime, you will never be a quarter? So like you're always meant to be, a low life. Yeah, not making it or getting any more money. You're meant to be a worker, not a millionaire. It's crazy. I don't know if being a millionaire is so much fun either, because they have their own issues. They have to protect everything.
Yeah, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. We don't want to make any ideas that, I mean, I love money. Oh my God, I love money. It's energy. The more energy of money I have, the more freedom I have, the more change I can make in the world, the more I can give and share. That's money for me. That's freedom of choice, better choices, if you will. Then I can travel wherever I want. I can eat the food that I want. I can help support so many projects, right? And that's money for me. Money is not for hoarding, status, labels, all this BS. That's just whatever. That's not my jam. However, basically, it's all about energy. What kind of energy you would like to put out there, right? And the more beautiful energy you have, the more you can dare to do it, right? So it's about energy, whichever form it takes, isn't it?
Exactly. True. Money is energy, but many of us have so much association with the money that they connected with. It's bad because rich people do bad things with it. Look at all those billionaires in the world, and they're hoarding, and they don't do anything positive with it. Well, what if we can change it, and let go of the old beliefs that we are limited, that we are meant to be in the flow of money, that money just needs to flow. It's indeed an energy. Then we'll change it, because it will go to the right hands and not the wrong hands. When all those awakened people who get it start using money in a way to help the world and help other people, we'll change it, and we are changing it.
Of course, and do beautiful things with it. I mean, there's some, and actually think about it this way, a lot of people who might have those ideas that all the money is in the wrong hands. There are so many new billionaires that are coming out, changing things that are happening in the planet, sustainability, new solutions, new ways, and that's awesome too, so we need to change the programming. And as you said, programming begins in childhood. We are conscious adults now who are awakening. You're not a sheep, you're not a victim. You are a very powerful co-creator of this reality. And when we come together, we cooperate. Oh my God, heaven on earth. Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
David.
that's true. That's true. I mean, but a lot of people find that hard to believe because of old programming.
It all starts with belief system, right? So you need to reprogram.
I mean, it's, and I understand because it's not easy. I had those programmings too. I still have some left because we need to learn to let go of those programmings. And when we are living a life led by fear, we don't get anywhere. And we need to let go of those fears, and don't be afraid to do the things you want to do, because we're meant to do the things we want to do. We're here to follow a loving path in passion, using our talents, our gifts, because they bring us the abundance. And if you have people around you like, oh, you're nothing, you're not good at that, just because they're jealous or shaming you or blaming you, well, they block your progress.
But then you let it, right? You allow it. You are in an agreement with them. You can change that. You can change.
Yes, we now can change it because we're adults. But a lot of programming we take with us from family lineage. It's in our DNA. It's old past lives stuff. Programming by our parents. Like I said earlier, it's not easy to let go of those old programmings, but we can.
Yes.
I'm proof we can. You are proof we can. And we're not too old to start anew. Remember that. Those are old, crazy thoughts. I mean, we're magical beings. We're multidimensional beings. Age means nothing. We knowing that humanity is built to live hundreds of years, in the same body, and now we're ascending. That's something I do want to share more. Is like the ascension part also is that we're integrating our soul more into our body, and usually ascension is also about taking your body with you to the next level. And that's something unique we are doing. So we're integrating ourselves more in our bodies. And our body is the vessel that is holding the frequencies, is holding the energy. And that's never been done in human history before. Is we're taking our bodies with us to the next level. And before that, we used to die. And we didn't get a body in the fifth dimension, and now we have our bodies in the fifth dimension, and
you need to take care of your body also.
Yes, it's so important. It is your temple. We don't have to go to a temple. You already have a temple.
Yes, you're in your temple.
Your body is your vehicle. It's your through dimensions, to portals, to connect with other beings. It's so amazing when you start awakening and start questioning your life path. And I hope this conversation really helps people to understand that by going within is your path to so many miracles, so much beauty, to find out who you are. I love it. You once you go there, you cannot go back. You cannot.
Keep your temple positive, hydrated, and really feed it beautiful energies. And with this positive accent, David, we're going to end because we're coming on 55 minutes, and now I have a real desire to be uploading all those podcasts to Instagram as well, and we need to keep it to an hour. We could talk for hours and hours, of course.
I know, we
But
can.
it just flew, and it went really lovely. So people, beautiful people, listeners, viewers, if you want to find David, just go Google David Alexander Lightfoot. Everything will pop: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So that's very easy. And make sure to check. This is a 22nd episode of the Lovetarian Way podcast. We have so many beautiful speakers, light workers. Support is there for you. It's all for free. So all you need to do is tune in. And on that note, tune in next week when we're going to be talking to female empowerment coach Claire Atio, best-selling author. We'll talk about divine feminine oppression and turning that into power.
Woohoo!
Cool. I'm going to say
good.
goodbye now. Yes, thank you, Annemiek. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, all people who are here. We're going to cut this now, David, because I want to upload it to Instagram.
Yes. Thank you, everyone,
so
for this opportunity, Natalia.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I hope it will help a lot of people.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Many blessings to all.
Many blessings. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Kisses.